Hello and welcome to my pitch for Timmy's Grand Adventure. In this adventure game, the player takes on the role of Timmy, as he tries to explore and survive in a dangerous world, trying to provide for his family. The only thing is, Timmy is an ant. It is a top-down perspective game where the goal is to gather enough food to move on. There are other items in the world that the player can collect, like coins, leaves, and acorns, which will be further explained down the line. The game starts with Timmy at the anthill. The player then moves out in search of food. Once they have the food, they have to take it back to the anthill in order to store it. If the player dies before storing the food is dropped wherever they die, and they start back at the anthill. Coins are stored in the same manner. There are many things that will make life difficult for Timmy along the way, however. One of the things being time. The player must collect the food before the timer runs out, or they fail the level. Timmy is very strong, but does have limits. He can only carry 5 items at once. He also gets slower with each item he adds to his inventory. This is where the first decisions come into play. The player can choose to go with collecting a few items at a time, or collecting a full inventory. Less items means you're faster, but it will take more trips. More items means you're slower, but it will take less trips. Humans are another problem as they try to step on Timmy. A shadow will appear telling the player when this is happening. If you don't get out of the way, you will be stepped on and killed. Yet another decision based on inventory and speed. It will be harder to avoid being stepped on if you have a full inventory and slowed down, but as stated, less items means more trips. The player will also come across areas of water, and Timmy can't swim. The player has to gather a leaf in order to put in the water and float across. So if the player wants to get across, they have to take the inventory space for the leaf and be willing to be slowed down for a bit. Other insects will also hinder Timmy's progress. Some insects, like red ants, will come in and try to steal an item that Timmy needs. An indicator on the mini-map shows when they are incoming. If left alone, they will pick up either food or coins from the world and leave with them. Other bugs, like spiders, have only one intention, and it's to kill Timmy. The only way to combat these is by shooting them with acorns. The acorns take up a space of inventory. So if the player wants to have them, they do it with the risk of being too slow. But if they are attacked and have no acorns, they won't be able to defend themselves. The player can also choose to just let insects like the red ants go and not spend time to deal with them, but they will lose an item from the world for good if they do this. The player gets the chance to upgrade their abilities after each level. They use the coins they have stored to do this. They can upgrade either inventory space, speed, or strength of their weapon, which is used to shoot the acorns. This game is similar to Banjo-Kazooie. It's all about collecting, but unlike in Banjo-Kazooie, you have to store the items in a certain area in order to keep them, and they can also hinder you in the fact that they slow you down. Risks and opportunities. This game is meant on scale and size, so you don't want it to be too big where the fact that the player is running around and not feel like they're getting anywhere, but you want it to feel like you're an ant, so you're living in a world much bigger than you. Some opportunities are the chance for some multiplayer. You could have other players being the other insects, and one player being Timmy, and they try to battle against each other. The other opportunity is for multiple levels other than just the main one, which is like a backyard. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.